Czenere, Fabian, how are you?
I'm just fine, Milos.
Oh, good. It's been a while since I've seen you on here, but congratulations on your victory. We came into this game expecting kind of Penta to be a bit revitalized with their play, and we sure did see different strategies coming out from you. Was there anything that surprised you when you started off on your attacking side?
I mean, it doesn't really make any sense what they did, like kicking Pengu and then giving him to us. I don't understand that kind of like thought process because he played really well today. So, so for me, stuff like that doesn't make any sense. Like they kicked their entire roster.
Yeah, and everybody talks about it like, oh, why kick Pengu when he was performing so well? And you just nab him as usual. It's not like you are forced to only take Finnish players. The Danes are definitely out there as well. Now,
their quality isn't good enough. But Milos, I actually want to turn this interview around here a little bit because I think that I've had too many interviews, and I think it's time for me to actually interview you for once. So I have a question here. Like,
right.
How do you feel about your performance as a caster, and what have you done this season to improve it?
Well, I've worked quite a bit on keeping up the pacing. I think it's gotten much better, specifically in this play day, but it's more the direction of host nowadays. So I kind of have to juggle between the two. You know, it's like.
And how do you feel the synergy with your teammates in EMSO here, talking with you here?
No, EMSO is always really comfortable to be casting with. You know, he's got the jokes. It kind of leans in every time when we're casting, and it's not always. You don't have to be super serious 100% of the time, right? So sometimes you kind of just relax, especially when it's a long day.
And your support crew in Marcio, how are they doing? Or how is he doing?
Marcio is doing pretty well. Usually he's kind of going around and clicking very quickly between the players, so there's definitely a lot of work for him to do when he has to show us all that's going on. He obviously has to listen to us the entire time, and you know how awful that can kind of get.
Really painful.
But, as you say, but it's still one of the greatest observers, possibly the best one that we have. I can't wait to see how he does things at Raleigh, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I hope for some new strats from him. That's for sure. Do you have any last comments for your fans? No, never mind. You don't have any of those. Do you want to continue this interview?
I would like to retry.
All right. Okay.
All right, Fabian. Congratulations again on your victory against Penta. Anything you'd like to say to all the fans watching out there, expecting performance today, but also at Raleigh, your next tournament?
Well, we've been hiding strats for everyone, including ourselves. It's time to bring them up now, right? We're going to do our best, and we do everything we can to improve every week we practice.
Finally, thank God. Now you're following my strategies and play. Thank you very much, Fabian, and congratulations again on your victory 7-2 against Penta Sports. We'll see you at the Raleigh Major. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Because his team hasn't been winning, but you picked up a big 3 points today. Congratulations. How do you feel?
It feels okay. I mean, we underperformed, so it's just a comeback for us now, and it starts now, and we are going to have to take every win we have now.
Something that your teammates have tweeted about a couple times is changes that you were making to the way you were playing, and I think it was Pengu who's been the most vocal, saying that things are moving in the right direction, you've changed up your style, etc. Do you mind walking us through what you'd like to share with just about what you've changed over the last couple play days?
So, kind of, seeing as we've won pretty much everything there is the last 2 years, we kind of haven't changed our playstyle too much. We kind of just focused on our gameplay and then studying the opponents. But obviously people start catch up on us and probably run over us for a while. And when we took in Uno, which is the best change we've done, like mentality-wise, we're super happy with it. And player-wise, I think that we did the right choice. Even if we underperformed in situations where like games, but that doesn't really matter. It's how we feel as a team and how good it feels overall for us. But basically, we didn't adapt as much as we should have. We didn't change our playstyle enough, and people just slaughtered us for it.
What's been the biggest focus that you've been working on then? What's the one main thing that you think has been the biggest issue with your team over the last couple play days? Singular item.
As I said, communication.
So
it's basically that.
What have you done to improve upon the communication? You know, I'm assuming, have you added more voices to the calling, the shot calling? Have you given, are you still IGLing? Is somebody else IGLing?
Oh, nobody else in my team knows how to talk, so that's not an issue for in-game leading. But it's basically, before we were very fluid in our attacks and our defenses, we didn't really have anything set up because we've been playing so long time with Jonas, we kind of didn't change much. Like, we knew how he thought before he made a move, kind of. And with Uno, that changed a bit, so that when we didn't understand how each other play, even though we think that it's the better player for our team, we didn't understand how he plays in his individual role. And we kind of had to structure that up a bit and do more basics and then run away from the basics instead of having no basics and then just killing everything.
Right. How much tighter do you think Europe's gotten as a region over the last 2 seasons?
I mean, you can look at the standings, right? if we would be running over everyone, then it wouldn't be fun anymore, would it?
Well, I never said it wasn't fun. I just wanted your take
I
on the
mean,
other
you
teams.
enjoy me losing, obviously.
Quite a bit.
Seeing as you're a little bit of a communist, you like to spread out the points.
It's pretty even, I gotta say. I'm doing a damn good job. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're the brain behind everything.
It is good to
saying this team wins this week, and now that team wins, and then this team wins. We're spreading out the points even. Everyone is going to land.
Everybody wins, man. Why do you think the majors are 16 teams? Whose idea do you think that was? But
I mean, probably yours.
Yeah, no, I don't get any say here. I'm just a caster. But it's actually good to hear from you.
That's good for all of us.
Hopefully we have more of these. And anything you want to say to the opponents you just played, because you were quite vocal about them in-game, and then, of course, the fans, etc., as well at the end of the interview.
I don't have much to say. It was GG's.
Perfect. Well, short for words for the first time ever in your entire life. Really appreciate it.
I mean, you're shorter than me in real life, so I'm fine with the words being shorter.
That is technically correct.
In every way and kind of way that you can possibly be shorter, you are.
It just doesn't stop.
It was nice seeing you. Enjoy the rest of the week
I could say
off.
the same.
I know.
Have a good night,
same
Kicks.
thing.
Have a good night, Kicks.
Bye, Fabian.
Bye-bye.
G2 and Empire. Boys, welcome to the show. Congratulations on, I guess, both grabbing a point. Like we said at the top of the show, it doesn't really do a whole lot for the standings. Empire, you are already confirmed to go to Milan, and G2, like we've said a couple times in this interview seat before, the points aren't really mattering for you guys at this point.
I mean, we always want to go away to Milan, right? But
yeah.
Congratulations to Empire and Joystick for qualifying. They did really good this season. They deserved it.
Thanks. It was a really good game. It was amazing.
So I guess to start things off, Empire for Joystick, like we said, you guys have already clinched a position. We're seeing a map in Border. I guess we're just going to talk about the map bans. Border comes out. It's a map we haven't really seen a lot out of the whole region of EU lately. We haven't seen a lot from you guys lately. Was this maybe a situation of not trying to show a map that you might want to bring out in Milan, or was this just getting more practice in?
It's more practicing, and we changed something in our defense, but I think we started better in attack, and our defense was not good at all, but yeah, that's all.
Both teams seem to struggle quite a lot with their defense here on Border. We saw also all hard destructors still available. Jaeger being banned out was pretty influential throughout that match. Fabian, you yourself had quite a lot of effect as the buck from below using those grenades to take out those pressure points. Do you feel like Jaeger was specifically something that you wanted to deal with just for a targeted player, or was it an overall strategy thing, Fabian?
It's an overall strategy thing. They have really good setups where they place the Jagger devices really proper, and then most of the time they challenge you before you get the chance to get rid of them. So most of the time you can't get rid of them, and we noticed that they play Clash on some of the defenses, especially in Armory, and if they don't have a Jaeger ADSs to defend the Clash, we can use Sophia Stun her. So it was more an overall strategy.
I'm curious, was the Ying bring late in the attacking half, was that just a change, or was that always a card that you were just waiting to pull out late?
Well, Pengu didn't use his IQ device, so why play IQ?
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. We saw that actually with the Ashe change later on, and that was definitely, I think, something good for Pengu to be a little bit more free, and then we saw the Ying brought out, you know.
For Fabian as well, the role changes that your team have experienced in the last few weeks, we've noted a couple times. You know, we've seen Goga on a fragging role and Pengu on Breach for a couple weeks in a row now. Your role has changed a few times as well. Was this just a scenario of we're not really in the playoff race, so we're going to try and mix things up and flex the dynamic nature of the team that is already always talked about? Or are you guys considering like really changing this long term?
You know, my role never really changes. I'm the best player in the world, and there's only one role for the best player in the world. No, but we've been trying some different things, obviously. Everyone can see that. We're changing around lots and roles, and like, for example, now this week I played Kanto's role, which he had last week, and then people are just jumping around. So we're testing some new things, because we know that we're not going to qualify anymore. We're not trusting on the stream to choke 3 games and then lose 3 games in a row. That's just not going to happen. So we kind of counted ourselves out of the race, and we're just trying to fix our struggles that we had previously.
So Joystick, with this draw today, you get yet another point. That's going to put you guys up pretty high and obviously near untouchable. I mean, obviously you'll be going to the finals. To you, did this match mean anything in terms of points overall? Are you trying to just push your lead as much as possible? What was the angle you were coming at this match for?
No, we just try to play different styles, try to try something new in defense, and we just play our game. It was not even a thing that we need to be G2 or like that. It was a really good game. We're just practicing some new stuff.
That seemed to be what we had throughout the entire match from both squads, and it was really actually kind of interesting because of that.
Yeah.
It's a formal practice, pretty much.
Yeah, it definitely came off that way. But definitely an exciting match, all the same.
Yes.
I mean, you had two of the best teams in all of the world going up against, high skill and experimentation, sure, but very sharp experimentation regardless.
So I think that's going to round it out, boys. Thank you very much for the interview.
General, Commander General, whatever you want to be called this time.
God Emperor. God Emperor.
God Emperor Fabian.
Yeah, that's the title.
On your golden throne as well, trying to keep chaos at bay. Finally, G2 are kind of back at the home. You're back from Hawaii. You did not save any strats on this matchup, I want to say. That Mira window with a soft wall on Garage, let's touch on that as the first point. Definitely not something that we see usually. It's not unusual to see a triple reinforcement on the garage door with a mirror window in the middle, but that was definitely something of a unique type of play. Please walk me through it from your end.
Oh, Goga forgot to reinforce his wall, so it was open.
Okay, that's fair. So is Goga now
Or we want to put pressure on the guys rappelling up to CEO and stuff like that, just so they always have to be afraid of actually having a guy run out behind them.
Okay, it's one of the two, of course. There was a point.
Whichever one you want to take.
Exactly.
Really.
I mean, there was a point where you were trying to move through and use that mirror window to your advantage and spot the thermite as he tried to move in to the site, but you were kind of held up by the guy starting to fire up above you and like, okay, now I can't do anything. Your plays on the bandit were very interesting, but I also want to highlight Jonas. Both the two of you have gotten 11 kills in this matchup. Jonas not having had the best of, the past 6 months. We saw a shift away to more supporting roles in this matchup with him playing Habana and Maestro. Is this a thing that was like pre-planned from the team, or are you just trying it out to see if you can kind of find the role where he really fits into it and get that mindset back?
I mean, pre-planned operators, I don't think that's a thing in Pro League, Milos. I think it's actually mostly like, oh yeah, Jonas, you want to play this guy? And Jonas said yes, because he's Finnish. He doesn't speak very much. He says yes or no. That's all we get from him. Or it's actually that we wanted to play him on Hibana and Maestro. Again, you choose whichever one you want to believe in.
That's very true. It's a good thing that you're leaving us the options to kind of pick and choose. It's not usually...
It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
And seeing as it's you, I'm guessing you wouldn't get either of them right.
Fair enough. I'll give you that one. On that note, when you guys were attacking, though, you're trying to push versus lobby, you had zero control of the top floor. Now, there was a point that actually Robert kind of pointed out here, Flint, saying that the time the drone took to move into projector and spot any player down there so you can fight against him on the IQ all the way down in kitchen, you got the spot, you got the ping, and the instant you wanted to fire, you got shot by the MPX, and suddenly you're dead through 2 floors. Was that something that actually happened, or are we just kind of hallucinating? And how was the setup? Because you had no control of that top floor way deeper into the round.
We had a bit of struggles in the attacks. We got stuck kind of when we were attacking the lobby. We called like 1 minute and 20 seconds into the round. We are stuck. We need to change strat. So after that, it's kind of like, okay, let's rotate around, see if we get an opening. And if we don't get an opening, well, they won the round on the strat. So that's kind of how it works sometimes. Sometimes you try your best, but you don't find the opening in the strat because we started from the wrong side of the map. Had we gone CEO, it would have been way easier. So they won on the strat because we picked the wrong key to unlock it.
Yeah, very true. It's a very good way of putting it. At the end here, your victory today means that Empire is still not qualified for Milan, but you still remain in contention. You are, for actually the first time ever, tied 12-12 against Le Stream, which means the separation between you, should you tie in points later on in the season, will be in pure round differential, which you actually hold in total so far. Anything to say to the fans, and in preparation for maybe the harder games to come up, trying to qualify to Milan?
I mean, we don't really care if we go to Milan or not. Sure, it would be nice, but it's also nice to have a break. 6 months or whatever, 5 months to the next major.
Yeah.
That's what we care about, and that's where we're going to win.
This is very true.
If we go to Milan, it's a bonus, and I mean, who doesn't like some pocket money? I appreciate all the support from the fans. we'll see if we go there or not.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of stuff you end up doing with the cash from Sixth Invitational. Of course, I think we were talking about this at the airport flying back. It's like you need to win like 7 or 8 Pro Leagues to kind of get the same amount of cash.
You need to win 11.
11, yeah, that's quite a few. So yeah, taking a bit of a break. You know, maybe Empire can take away your pocket money. I don't think it's going to have that big an effect on you, right?
No, Korea is going to win that.
Mantis are actually coming up.
I've
honestly,
called
APAC, on a side note, I think watching APAC soon for those finals is going to be really exciting, and we're going to have a lot of fun going through that. But again, Fabian, thank you very much for the interview. You may go back to commanding your Empire, and thank you again for your few minutes of your very precious time. We'll see you. Good night. Bye-bye.
See you later, Gihasan.
Thank you.